Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we are going to be looking at ThermoSynth. Yeah! This app is awesome, man. I love it. But first, we're going to kick off with today's featured artist, which is indeed Russ and Gary from the Delicate Giants. And this is Jupiter's Song. Howdy do. That song skipped that trick. It got caught up on me really fast there. The next song on my playlist. There you go. Russ, 8889, and Gary from the Delicate Giants. That is from the album Moonworks. Get it together. Caught off guard. I actually didn't expect it to finish so quick. I thought it was a 5-minute song, 5.5 minutes or something like that. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. The link is in the top of the pinned comment up there if you'd like to go and support the Delicate Giants. Go purchase their stuff from Bandcamp or just go and stream it on all the streaming services. It's a Song Whip link up there. Yeah, the Lily Pillies tried to sneak in there. Sneaky sneakers. They are indeed. Welcome to the show. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. Every day we'd look at stuff, things, apps, and all manner of fare. Yes, all manner of fare. And we have an interview at the end of each week, which we've got a cool one coming up this week. I can tell you now because the link is up on the channel. It's already up. What am I doing? Trying to find things here. There we go. Where is it? There it is. There we have Papa Don't Preach, I'm in trouble deep. Papa Tom Carrera is called, or Carraher, however you'd like to say it, is coming on the show this week. Look at him singing away there, busting a nut, singing his guts out. So we got Papa, there he is there. Papa Tom is coming on the show this week, and the link is up already if you go want to hit and set your reminders for all of that. Glorious stuff. Good times. Let's come back over here. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat, and then we'll get down to today's app, shall we? Hello, Thomas Christ. Hello, Jim Shannon on sounds. Hello to Russ 8889. Cy effing good to see you. Also, Joe is here. I see too. Who else do I see who is here today? As a scroll, Kim Harden Hudson. Hello to you. Did I miss anyone? Man, I can't see for shit. I love it. I think I got you all. Tom, hello to you. Yeah, perfect timing. You just got in, man. Just got in, just as I was mentioning your name. Today we're looking at a really, really cool app, something that has tweaked my interest, and it's really, really cool. I really love this app. Do I understand all of it? Absolutely not. And that's what makes it super fun. But I'll do my best to explain it to you today, and that's the most important thing, yeah? So let's have a look. Any changes to price drops of apps? No. Looks like everything's still the same as yesterday. There's a whole heap of apps on sale. Synthmaster, both of them on sale. And if you sign up to their email, I got a really cool email from them yesterday. They're offering like a whole bunch of their PC sound packs for super, super cheap, like $5 each, and they give you like $15 to spend. That's really nice of them. Lagrange patterning for iPhone, patterning 2, Idusen. Sampletron has a new sound pack in it. Hello, Ivan Idea. Good to see you. It's happening. All the Korg apps on sale. Look at them all. All the Korg apps, every one of them. Every single one of them. They're all on sale. So if you've been wanting them, get them now. Basilicious, FM Tines, pretty much all the same stuff that we showed yesterday. Mammoth, Rhino, all on sale. Wicked stuff. We are looking at today this. This is ThermoSynth, and this is by the makers of Fundamental 2. This is really, 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 really awesome. So you can see the price there. Let's not beat around the bush. $22.99, but as you'll see, this is pretty powerful stuff here. I love it. I think it's wicked. I've been playing with it lots. I'll tell you some of the things I use it for when I'm not making music, because I love these no, it's not a generative app. It's a what do I say? It's a self-regulating modular kind of synth droning noisemaker. That'll do. But I just set this to go when I'm doing work, admin shit, which I don't really want to do. I just leave one of these running in the background. Here's their website. So this is available also on Mac and Windows. So you can get it on Mac and Windows as well. This is their website. And this is what I had to go off to learn how to use this. Look at this. It's all diagrams. It's like a science project. This is all I had. I couldn't find any PDF of instructions or anything, and that's okay because I like to play and find out. Alrighty, so shall we jump in and show you something that I've made with it? We should do that, shouldn't we? So yeah, it's I already gave you the price, all that jazz. Let's dive in and open up a session I've created here in AUM, and it is a flow chart. It absolutely is. This is what it looks like. Look at that. It's very steampunk. I think it's very steampunk looking. It looks like the controls of some kind of steampunk plane or something, or hot air balloon that you would fly into war. Yeah, what was that Peter Jackson movie that came out? Strange Machines or something like that? I can't remember what the name was. Oh, it was a wicked film, but it kind of reminds me of something from that kind of era. So let's make something. Let's play something. I'm going to trigger all of these. Now you can see there's already movement. I've set the trigger on this, and let's get it going. I'm going to de-mic myself. Well, wasn't that cool? So yeah, we'll break it down and show you how to use this thing because it's out there. It's cool. As you can see, it can be controlled with a keyboard as well. So really fascinating stuff. And I had actually one of the tracks being controlled by Zoa. So this last one here was being controlled by Zoa. So it's a little bit more fascinating than something like Fundamental because you've got absolute control over it. I can set up to a keyboard, set up to a generating app or anything like that. So really, really cool. Hello, set up by Marshall. Midnight Bandit music, hello to you. And look at it going off and doing its thing. It's wicked. Love it. I love these kind of apps. You guys know that. These kind of apps float my boat. There we go. Hello, Pete Johns. What's going on? Yes, DSP is at 62 to 64, but understand we are running Tone Boosters Reverb, Altether. We are also running Crystalline from yesterday. Also running a Black Hole, and we're running 5 of these and a Zoa. There's a fair bit going on, yeah? So give it a break. Plus, I've got a bunch of things running in the background, like YouTube from starting the show. So there's a few things running in the background as well, which we could clear out and change that. But first, we are going to clear this project. Let's get rid of this, and we'll open up a brand new channel, yeah, shall we? And we'll take a look at exactly what this does. So we'll load an instance of it. It is called ThermoSynth, or Thermo for short. And look, straight away when you load it up, it's off. Let's untrigger it. There we go. So I'll leave no effects on for this particular thing, and we'll get down to it. I'll try and explain it the best I can here. So what I'm going to do is jump in so up in the top corner. I can zoom in a little bit. The logo is kind of covering it. Up here, you have where your banks are stored and your presets. Jump back out so you can see my mouse hovering up here. Now, when you click on banks, you are given a bunch of banks here. So you get this Thermo Vibes, Thermo Backup. So you've got a backup of all your sounds immediately when you download the app. But the main one is Thermo Factory, and then you have this LM Heat. So these are all different banks. When I click on them, now it's set to that bank. And you have these little buttons here, which is L for load and S for save. Yeah, so you can overwrite these banks. If I hit load, up comes what presets are in here to kick off with, yeah? So now if I want to create a brand new bank, I'll start off with this. Let me just get rid of that load screen. Now, this little line here, so when I click on this, you get this next option. So I can create a brand new bank here by clicking here and just put new bank. And then I hit C, and it'll ask to confirm to copy the bank. Yes, and it should be in there now if I'm right. There we go. So there's a new bank. So you can create new banks really easy and then just overwrite these things. So we'll go back here, click this little line off, and now we're back to our selection. So we have this LM Heat here. I can load a bank really easily. So let's just load one straight off. So what is this thing? So it's a self-regulating, four self-regulating oscillators. Man, I love this shit. And to turn this off, you have a trigger button over here. This little thing, that is your control to turn this on and off. It is kind of similar to the way Fundamental works with the little trigger button up there. So that is where you turn this on and off once you've chosen a bank. So there are 4 self-regulating oscillators here. Now I'm going to go and choose a bank I created, which is just a default. So in my user here, I'm going to load up, is it default? Now I made this just so everything's kind of set to 0, and we can show you with one oscillator what's going on. So I have, which oscillator do I have turned up? So So I'll zoom in a little bit and show you here. Because again, it looks a little bit confusing, but you'll get the gist. So everything here, so with this, let's just look at this square right here. So you can see my mouse hovering around. This is a whole section of one oscillator. Oscillator 1, oscillator 2, 3 down here, and 4. And what is happening for each of those are represented down here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to turn up the gain for oscillator 1 and hit trigger and kick this off. Make sure that's up nice and loud, give it some volume. And here is our first oscillator making some noise. Now I can change the shape of the wave over here in this little box. So you can hear us going through all of the particular sounds there. And with each of these, you have a low pass, a bypass, and a high pass. And we can flick through these and you're going to get different results depending what you have set up here with your oscillator, with your filter cutoff, everything. Now, let's just mute that for a second. So, each oscillator, let's have a look at these two boxes up here. So these two boxes, each line up here, so this first line, that is oscillator 1's control, and this is oscillator 1's control going across. The second line here is oscillator 2, oscillator 2, oscillator 3, oscillator 4. So that's how you know what you're controlling. You can create a pink noise and white noise. You can do all that stuff, Jim. So we'll get to that. So we'll bring this up again. Now you'll see as I change this line up here, we are changing the hertz of this. So you should be able to see what's moving. So this is moving here, and down here we're getting to see this down here. And yes, you can change the pitch with the keys. So you connect your keyboard to it, and you can play with the keys, and you can change your notes this way as well. I'll just zoom out a little bit there. So now over here, you also have a bunch of options. I'll zoom back in quickly. Silence noise. We have a, where are we? Look at we have an oscillator feedback. Let me get my mouse. Oscillator feedback. So we have a filter cutoff, and we've got a whole bunch of options down the side here. Now these will come into effect. So let me just turn this back up. So you see, as I'm moving this, nothing's changing because we don't have any feedback assigned to this. Now, the way this works is we want these to self-regulate each other. So we want to send, you can send the sound from oscillator 1 to oscillator 2, and they can all send back and forward and feed back off each other. That's the deal. Right, so we want all these to feed back off each other, and that's what creates our sounds. Over here, we've got our modulation in this little box here. So we have your rate and depth and smoothing. You've got a whole bunch of options up here with these little boxes. So feedback modulation, cutoff modulation, wave modulation. So there's a whole bunch of modulation options within here. And underneath here, you have a whole bunch of different wave tables you can add in here as well too. So really, really cool. All right, let's just start messing with this first one here, and we'll start using some modulation. So we'll bring this up. And let's... So we've got some depth there, right, to this sound. And now we can actually build the rate. And we can start modulating stuff, all right? Let's just go over here and add a few things. And then we'll show you how to feed them off each other. So now you're starting to see some movement here as well. Just going to So here's our filter cutoff. You can see I've changed selections up here. Now it's a little bit overwhelming. I admit I've been sitting here like working this, trying to work this out. But the fun thing is working it all out and making happy mistakes. Okay, so I'm going to introduce another oscillator here. Nice. Now, to get these to actually feed into each other and feed back off each other, we have a little matrix over here. And you'll see there's numbers 1 to 4 and 1 to 4. So if I hit here, you'll see the little line going from 1 to 2, bouncing over there. And in the table here, we've got 2 to 1. So you can actually see it's starting to react with each other, these feedbacks. So if we go in here, you can start adding these how you want. So now we're going back, and now we've got 3 going over here. So you'll see they're starting to travel around. Let's go in and start messing around now. With some rates over here with modulation. Now you'll start to hear things changing up. Now again, I can go in here and change the wave file. Let's go over here and choose something different. We'll choose like a triangle. Well, that certainly changed things up, didn't it? So we have the oscillator gain here. So this is controlling the gain. You can hear that. Let's introduce another oscillator down here at number 3, and our volume is down here, our gain. So you can see you're starting to get some movement between these things, and things are starting to get a little bit more interesting. Underneath here, we have this injection mode. So we have a transfer section here. Now this is at the rates that this controls how things are transferring to between each other. So we'll turn this back up. And what I'm going to do next is introduce the injection mode. So we have an AM and an FM here. So let's click on these. So now up here, we have 3 oscillators running. And I'm going to change 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm just changing the high pass, low pass filters down here. You can see we've got some pretty mad stuff going on. Now this final one here, this spat mod, this is controlling our panning. All right, so we can actually get our panning happening back and forward. So now we've got some movement with the LFO over here with our panning. Let's start adding in a few changes here and start feeding back off everything. So you can randomly add stuff in here and you're going to start getting different tones bouncing off each other. Plus, I can control this with a keyboard. Let me just connect it. So we'll just stop it there. Again, we hit our trigger. So we've got something pretty chaotic going on. You know, it's pretty noisy. So I'm going to open up right now some of the presets and just bounce through some of them. So let's load a preset from here. This is called Overture. And you'll start to see what's going on with our table here. You can see things going back and forward with each other, what's being sent through. And if I start changing this table, now, there's no denying these things sound amazing once you start adding some effects to them, because this is where you can really get into some real horror droning stuff. Now, again, these are self-regulating, so they're constantly evolving and changing. You're not going to get the same thing going over and over again, which is really nice. Let's throw in crystalline, which we looked at yesterday, and it's instantly, man. We have moved to it. This is up this to another level. There's nothing like a bit of reverb to take some irritating frequencies and turn them into something special. Now, what I also love, down here in this injection section here, we have like this system error. So you can generate like computer errors, like a failing system. And you'll see it's represented down here in these waves. And everything's kind of flashing and going, what the fuck? And you can determine how much of this will happen, which is really interesting because you can actually create rhythms out of this too. I'm going to turn up this set. We'll give it a bit of FM. So, of course, all of your parameters are open. So if you want to open, an LFO to control some of these parameters outside of AUM, of course, you can do it. Look, all your parameters here are all completely open to you. So you can set up some LFO hell. Also down the bottom here, if we turn on our quantizer, you can actually select a whole bunch of scales as well. Hello, Leela. What's going on? So how this works is, if I choose like fifths here, and then play my keyboard, or my keyboard will only recognize the scale of fifths, yeah? Now, as I showed before, you can also load in something like a MIDI controller here. So let's try even something like Euclidean. And now we've got Euclidean controlling a melody. We can slow down this slow down the tempo so we can hear this melody a little bit more buried deep within this hell. Wow, man, I don't know. I love this stuff. So let's open another one. And we'll hook this up to Euclidean number 2. There we go. So now we've got Euclidean controlling this. Let's find a new preset in here because there's so many presets. So now you're just hearing this one by itself. I've got it soloed. We'll go into this bank LM Heat. And we'll go in and load something from here. Here we go. So you can see here we've got a rhythm now going on. So Euclidean's controlling this. If we take Euclidean out, so you can see up here, these are moving, and this is Euclidean controlling the hertz of these particular oscillators. You can see them moving in time. What's going on here? Let's randomize Euclidean. All right, we'll run through some of the other presets in here. So I'm going to go to this Thermo Factory. Let's load something from here. We've got a this is Tremble. So you'll notice when I move this particular one up here, so this is our oscillator feed here. Over here, this is being controlled. So this is where we're being controlled. This is where our low pass and high pass filter is. Because this top one along this top line is oscillator 1. We've got our cutoff. Let's change out what's being fed through each other. Let's fill them all in. It is like a mad science experiment, isn't it? I love it so much. So we have an overall volume here as well to the side. Now, with this transfer section, you've got three little squares here. So one is gamma, alpha. And you'll notice when we change these transfers, shit changes very quickly. Again, to set up an LFO on these and have this slowly change back and forward is awesome. What's going on, Bear? And to stop this at any time, you have these trigger buttons. So you can also control the BPM of this. You can actually lock the BPM to whatever you're using. So we have a set BPM up here of 60, and this is currently locked. The BPM is locked. You can unlock it by clicking on here. As I said, over here in your modulation, this is where you have all these options down here to change the types of I'll show you an example. Let's bring this back on. So we've got exponent in at the moment. We can change it to like a geometric. We'll take a Euclidean. Or a pulse. Fuck you. So you can also control it via MIDI as well, to turn it on and off. If you click this little light up here, you can actually turn it on and off. So I just hit a MIDI key there to trigger it on and off. Really good fun. So this was, let's go in here to our user bank. And we'll choose this Thermo Factory. Load something else. We got a pitch. So I just flicked everything over to band pass. Let's take out some of these connections here. At an FM. So I just added a low pass down to filter 3. Alrighty, so there is some of the madness. Now, do I understand every single bit of it? I don't think so, but are you meant to? I don't really think so. I think it's meant to have some crazy fun with and create some really interesting stuff. As you can see, like it's quite limitless, the amount of tones you can generate. You can, you've got 4 oscillators, so you can create notes within there. You can create polyrhythms. You can create, full chords with your frequencies, all that kind of stuff. So it's really interesting if you really want to get down and serious. You can open multiple instances of it, and it's AUv3, so you can use this in your DAWs on AUM. You can, as I said before, all of the parameters are open for you to totally mess around with. So in Cubasis, I'm sure you could create something absolutely fantastic with this. In conjunction with something like Space Fields or Beat Cutter as well, this could be very, 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 very evil kind of stuff. And I'm almost tempted to try and make another Utensils album in an hour using this. Maybe we'll do that in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah. We'll do a Utensils album in 1 hour. We'll make 4 tracks or something and just use this completely to make an entire part 2 to the last one. The last Utensils AEDGBE. Which was Space Fields in 1 hour, making an EP, and we'll use this next to make the follow-up EP. But there you go. So what did I say the price was? $22 US. There you go, $22.99 US. It's a rollicking good time if you're into drones, noise, that kind of stuff. And plus, it is a synth as well. So remember, you don't really have to go that crazy. You can actually just load up the 4 oscillators and play a keyboard. Yeah, because you've got scales, you've got everything built into it. It's very fascinating, very cool. I love it. And you might too. But it's totally up to you, because remember, apps aren't Pokemon and you do not need them all. You don't need to catch them all, only the ones that are worth catching. Yeah. All right, so that is it for today, my friends. Hopefully we'll see you here tomorrow. I'm not sure what we're doing tomorrow. It may be something to do with a guitar. Maybe something to do with guitar playing. So hopefully we'll see you here for that. And that is it. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and we'll all rise together. And I will see you on the flip side. See you later. Bye. Boom. Remember, coming up in a couple of hours' time is Pete Johns with GarageBand Weekly. See you later.
Stunning.